Okay. Did I log into New World? No, I didn't. Okay then. Give us a moment. We'll be right back. Even though it's my favourite number, still waiting. We're in. Alright, now for those of you who have watched my class video, you should already know what classes there are. So we'll have just a quick look through so that if you haven't watched that video, you'll see the little splash screen and then we'll go from there. So what have we got on release? We've got the warrior, we have got the mage, we already knew about, and we have a female martial artist and a male martial artist. We have a male gunner. We have a female gunner. And we have the assassin. Now I think it's important to note, and I'll check it out now, on the beta there are only certain advanced trees that were available to certain classes. So let's go ahead and have a look and see if I can confirm that. So I know with the gunner female. Okay, so gunslinger, you can pick female. With the male, you can't pick that. You can pick sharpshooter, deadeye, and artillerist. So keep that in mind that if you want to play that particular specialization, you'll have to go the female. Otherwise, the male has only got those three. So hit that button and check it out before you make your character. I just feel like for the games I do play sorcery characters in, this one might be the go for me. So anyway, we'll try that one. Okay, character customization. So we've got some display outfits. I'm going to guess that they're end-game outfits or cosmetics you can get through the game. So yeah. What in the no thanks. I mean, yeah, if you're going to a wedding, it looks lovely. If you're the queen of the forest, sure. Yeah, okay. I think I saw her in Lord of the Rings. See, I think something like that would... yeah, okay, dominate me. So, let me see. So we've got some preset face options. Not a fan of the ears, I gotta say. I've never really been a fan of elf ears. I normally only go human. It does... oh, there. Yeah, right, okay. I've never been a fan of the elf ears, but that's just me. Can we change any of that? I don't think so. Face? No, that's just the character. Must be just how you are in this world. So hair, eyes, skin, special, makeup, voice.
Lassal, pharmacy, Lassal, ha, pharmacy, Lassal, pharmacy.
What do you want? 8-year-old character?
Colossal, pharmacy.
I think voice type 1. It was between voice type 1 and 4, but 1 will do. So the face presets are pretty simple, and they're not a bad representation really of what's on the picture. So you can almost look at that. Kind of remind, I've seen her before somewhere. I think that'll do. I don't know how much it's going to really matter from the angle that you get to see your character at, so I think that'll be fine. Face, change face, no, that's fine. Hair, so what kind of hairstyles do we have? So something that I think was pointed out before was the hair will clip through outfits. So if you're somebody who doesn't like to see that sort of thing, that'll probably bother you. And really the only way around that is hardly even with a short hairstyle. You'd have to... oh, for the love of what? So that hairstyle won't clip. And... oh, neither will that one. Okay. Oh. Okay, so... see, I don't like the ears poking through. I've always been a sucker for a ponytail, so as much as I'm going to hate the clipping if I do see it too much, we'll go with that. Hair colour, let's see, what can we go? We're not going to go traditional blonde. That'll do, I think. I don't think there's really anything else to worry about. I'm not concerned about makeup. I don't know how to apply it. Fantastic. Alright, so we've got our character ready. Yep, no worries. And let's get into it and see how Lost Ark is going. Control settings. Okay, so for those who might want it, you can take a quick screen grab of this. Basic attacks. So you can change the control settings later. So I'll try attack with left click. I kind of feel like I want that to be my move and my attack, but perhaps for this game I'll get over it. A QWERTY keyboard because I'm not a weirdo. Basic controls for your skills, QWER, ASDF, cool. Pick up, interact, G, that's fine. Movement or stand up. Stand up! Spacebar. Attack, auto move. Well, okay, auto move. Cool. Photo sensitivity, reduces screen flashes and other visual effects during combat and all scenes. Right, so why does that look like something out? I've played a game where that happened before as Path of Exile. So cutscene videos contain flashing lights which may cause seizures for individuals with photosensitive epilepsy. Viewer discretion is advised. Ugh, back boys. Photo sensitivity mode only reduces flashing lights during gameplay combat. I want default, thank you. Okay, so click on the ground, so I can't, so that's definitely my move, so that's how I can move. So you can click, or you can hold, or T will run you in the direction that you're facing. And continually run. I would think that when you click it would cancel it, but it doesn't. Okay, and that's fine. Okay. Somewhere over the light bridge, I must go. You'd hate to fall off that, wouldn't you? Choose your advanced class. Bard and Sorceress. Okay, so I've never been a fan of playing a musical instrument and hurting things. I mean, God knows Miley Cyrus has been doing that for a long time. But I'm going to play Sorceress because it's what I want to do. Yes, definitely Sorceress. I choose this desk.
Defend the camp! Where'd all these trolls come from? Wipe them all out!
Well, combat feels strange, I'm not going to lie. Feels very strange and locked. You kind of feel like you just hold down your buttons a little bit. Yeah, my character just seems so not interested.
Oi! You gonna flap your gums all day, priest?
He's trying to pick up.
He's right.
Leave him alone.
He should be quiet.
Well, hello there, Nero. Can I change it? Oh. Marbles. Marbles will do. So we'll auto loot and it will do stuff. Okay.
Feel the warmth of the light. And be healed.
The pain is gone.
Oh yeah,
Thank
I've heard
you
that before.
so much.
That's incredible. He has so much
By the
energy.
gods, Anna's wounds have healed.
That's not amazing. Look what I can do. I can float and I can bring down ice from the heavens. So far, having the combat set to the right mouse button, and movement set to the left mouse button, actually, I think is feeling a little bit better. Don't know why, but it just feels a bit strange the way the movement's set out, especially considering that, in my opinion, you're going to use your abilities way more than what you're going to actually use your basic attack. Your basic attack doesn't really do too much, so you're going to be using that a hell of a lot less, and it feels weird to constantly right-click compared to just left-click to move.
Look for the remnants.
You look for the remnants. Yeah, tell me what to do. You're not my supervisor.
Thank you for your help. Please tell Aln what happened.
Okay. Tony Hawk. That's the way you do it.
Don't let your guard down!
Those damn toxic claw robbers ganged up on the guards.
That was strange. Did that just interrupt my
Those damn
cutscene? Yeah, it
toxic
did.
claw robbers ganged up on the guards.
The hell's wrong with you?
That's trying to aid him.
Oh, so they attacked, and then
He
his
summoned the sandworm, and it tried to aid him.
Right. So he was going to use a sandworm against us.
Yeah.
Right. Well.
What did you do? Did you save him or kill him?
Well, now having that information, I believe that the only proper choice is to ignore and let the sandworm eat him.
I saved him. I chose to save him. Because you never know, he might turn around now and become an ally.
Now he's going to turn around and become Heartburn.
But would you want someone that's trying to make a sandworm eat you as an ally? I don't think I would.
Well, you know what?
Learn
There's
how to control the
potential.
sandworms.
He knows how to use a sandworm. There's potential.
Same with Gurkha at the start of the game, calling me a fucking rookie when I carried him all the way through the start, and he's definitely dying.
Zagora's Fortress.
Yeah, bug you, Ocean. I'm not going to be on tomorrow night, so I'm going to lift them up as much as possible.
Everyone, back. This creature is tainted with evil. I'll take care of it.
You're really quiet, Ocean.
Oh fuck, I forgot to stop my mic. Anyways, like I was saying.
After playing Lost Ark for probably a good 2.5 hours to try and record some of this footage to show you the gameplay, I found it actually a little bit difficult to try and make some entertaining gameplay because it was a little bit strange. The starting experience isn't really engaging. It's a little strange. I'll get to that in a moment, but we'll start going through some of the points that I've noticed for anyone looking to play the game, and if you've maybe downloaded it or if you're currently installing it or whatever it might be. Let me go through a few things. So something that's worth noting, because you're probably sitting there wondering if it's you or if there's a problem, the game takes a really long time to start. I counted 2 minutes and 50 seconds for the game to actually open up after clicking on the shortcut. The splash screen was on my desktop for such a long period of time, I kind of thought the game had crashed or frozen. But no, it's not just me, it's many other people in the community having the same problem, so if you're experiencing a really slow start to the game, don't worry, that's just how it is. Now, there was a queue to log in on day one of the Founder release opening, which was not ideal, but hey, it is what it is. And today, on full release, there's queues of up to 5,000. So if you're jumping into this game very early after the release today, look, hey, be prepared for the queues. I'm guessing it's an Amazon thing because for the life of us, we couldn't think of the last game that had queues like this to log in, other than New World, of course. Now, something else that I will note about the game, which was interesting, was clicking on NPCs feel a little annoying. You sort of got to get near them and either press your interaction button to start the dialogue with them, which is fine, but you can kind of do it from any kind of radius, and then you have to click on them at some times if there's a few together. It just feels a little strange. I don't really know how else to describe it, but you might find the interface a little bit odd, and thankfully it's not just me, many other members have felt that, so that's something that I don't know if they could work on over time or whether that's just how it's going to be, but it's going to take a little bit of getting used to know how to click on certain items in the world and pick up things and gather. It's a little bit fiddly, but I'm sure you'll get the hang of it. Now, when you're going through quests and you're going through the dialogues, the questing bothers me. When you click on an NPC to begin a quest line or to hear the next part of the quest, you get this really nice voice-acted opening sentence, and you go, cool, I get to listen to this. And then from then on in, you have to read everything. Sort of tease you with voice and then make you read. Now, I wouldn't exactly call myself an academic. I don't really read much, and I don't mind reading, but when you tease me with voice acting and then take it away and force me to use my eyes instead of my ears, shame on you. That's a bad trick. And you can't just skip the quests either. There's no skip to the end or close. You literally have to keep clicking through the dialogue to get to the end of the quest. So if you're someone like me who finds it annoying having to read the quest lines when they've already tempted you with listening to some of it, and you just want to skip through it, you got to sort of click all the way through. And I got to say, the quests, while the game is not boring at all, the questing feels odd at the start. The story, they're not really giving you the story in a way that you think it would engage you. So just be prepared that when you jump in, you may just want to click through the quests. It's a little bit strange until you start getting a little further on. You know, the this sort of falls into the prologue as part of that system, because when you jump in, you do a prologue, which is long and tedious. I must say, it's roughly an hour of my life that I'll never get back. My advice to you is when you jump in, it's a big ugly button that says skip prologue. I'd definitely be doing that. Just skip that prologue. You'll thank me later. The prologue doesn't really teach you anything. There's nothing in the prologue that's game changing or teaches you any mechanics that you're not going to learn anyway. The game after the prologue does a pretty good job of teaching you what you need to know. There's constantly pop-ups coming up with new things, so it's not like you're not going to learn it anyway, but sadly the prologue kind of feels worthless. The prologue doesn't really have any meaningful impact towards your actual character progression. Doesn't really move you along in the story at all. It's just kind of introducing you to why you've started where you are, and that's kind of where the story begins, even though the story doesn't really begin there. I found that the game didn't start to feel like progression was making any kind of difference until around maybe level 15 to level 20. It wasn't until that point that I started to feel like I was making some progression. Only then was I really starting to unlock some things and some new abilities and some cards and whatnot. So when you're playing through, until you get up to around level 15, the game will feel a little jumbled. It'll feel like you're going from place to place, not quite progressing too far or doing random things that you're wondering, why am I doing this? But bear with it, because as you go through, the game gets a lot better. But thankfully, it doesn't take too long to level up, so it's not like New World where you have that level 30 level barrier where everyone says, I'm out. So stick with it, you'll certainly get there. Unfortunately, around some of the main towns, the game feels like it gets a little bit of graphical lag. Now, I by no means have a bad computer. My computer is one of the more top-end systems that you can kind of put together. It's not an $8,000 gaming PC, but the hardware that's in it can certainly handle, extra graphics in town. So I'm not quite sure why, but there's a little bit of graphical lag with everyone running around. I did try playing with a few of the settings, maybe thinking that lowering them might help or whatever else, but it still was kind of there. So just be prepared that if you're maybe not on a really good computer, or your computer's a couple of years old, and you might notice a little bit of trouble there. But it's not so bad. When you're in the open world, it's okay. Some of the big fights, you might have some trouble, but just be prepared that the game does feel like it's pretty graphically demanding. Now, as I've already said, the questing kind of feels a little boring as you're going along, so once you get to level 15, 20 thereabouts, that's when the questing starts to feel better. Somebody in our guild who has already reached max level, or I think close to max level, has said that the game is very difficult at his level, that the game has significantly changed and feels very much different. So the questing, until you sort of get to level 15 or 20 and start to explore the world, will feel a little bit boring. But once you start getting past that gap, it does start to feel a bit more interesting. You start seeing some new areas, start getting a bit more difficulty in your mobs. So keep going through, because once you get through that sort of initial questing period in that sort of first 10 levels, the game will certainly start to provide a little bit more for you. Something strange graphically that I noticed while playing, the game world graphically feels like it's a 2021, 2022 sort of game. It looks pretty good. But the cutscenes feel like 2014. It's almost something you'd see in like vanilla WoW. It's really quite strange that there's no upgrade to the cutscenes for the Western release. It's a really odd thing to do, but maybe that's just me being a little bit too picky. Now, the combat really only feels good while you're using your abilities. If you're like me in most games, you'd be used to potentially saving your abilities to where you really needed them for a stronger boss or a large mob, and you kind of use your basic attack to clean up the trash mobs. Even up to the higher levels, the basic attack hardly scratches them. I think the only time I use my basic attack is if I've used my abilities and there's one or two stragglers that have just a bee's dick worth of health. I'll use my basic attack just to finish them off, but otherwise the basic attack kind of feels useless. And if you try and use your basic attack in combat, it makes combat feel useless. It really does. I don't know why the basic attack is so weak. The abilities generally will cool down quick enough that you can keep cycling through them if you use them properly. I haven't come across a time where I've run out of mana for my class, so I presume it's much the same for the other classes. So the combat really needs to use your abilities. Don't worry about your basic attack. And depending on the class you're playing, in my opinion, it could feel a little hollow. While the combat is very flashy and very entertaining with all of its effects and, you know, wide AoEs that do miraculous splash damage and all these beautiful effects that pop out everywhere, combat looks really, really good and can feel really meaningful. But depending on your class, it might feel a little empty, because you can see a whole mob of things coming towards you and one AoE wipes them all out. So it doesn't sort of feel like it's difficult to defeat things. So when you're fighting huge mobs, unless you're fighting area world bosses or doing any of the hard dungeons, you're not going to have a too hard a time running around the open world. It sort of felt a little bit too easy, if you ask me. There are some really interesting points of the game which, as of recording this video, I'm very close to jumping into those sections. There's the Stronghold, which of course is your own area that you can start to grow and build and get new things for yourself, which will be very interesting to see how that goes, which once we start to understand the Stronghold a bit more, I'll put out a video and show you guys what the Stronghold is all about. There's a really cool guild system with, you know, weekly tasks and things for the guild to be working together and doing different things. So it'll be really good to see how that unfolds. I really like to see what the guilds get to do together as you start to level the guild up and unlock more things. So that's a really cool system. There is, of course, a crafting system which has just started to be introduced to me, where you'll be able to make your end-game weapons and armor and who knows what else. So for those who do like crafting, that's in here. And it's very interesting to note that they hold off giving you the crafting until later on. A lot of games, while you're trying to go from level 1 to 5, they slow you down by making you craft 18 broadswords. But in this, they wait. They wait until you're up to like level 20 before even introducing or even giving you the ability to start crafting. Which is nice, because I think they let you focus on learning how to play the game and how to fight without having all these mundane tasks of go and craft some armor for no reason. So that's really cool that they hold that off a little bit and keep everyone at the same pace. There's an interesting card system where you'll unlock decks of cards that, much like gear sets in other games, once you can equip 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards and put them in your deck, you can start to build different resistances or different combat abilities or buffs for your character. So as you go through and you collect new cards, means you'll be able to build your character's defenses and offenses differently to other people based on the cards that you've unlocked and what they've unlocked. Lost Ark seems to have quite a little bit of intrigue as far as how some of these systems work, as you don't get to just jump right in straight away. You do have to wait until you get to certain levels to unlock some of these things. Which is good, because it keeps you focusing on only certain aspects of the game as you go. While it's nice to be able to do whatever you want from the start, it is nice that they sort of restrict it a little bit and try and help guide you along the way of learning certain aspects before going too far. Now I've got to say, from trying the beta to now trying this Western release of Lost Ark, I didn't exactly have high hopes after trying the beta. I tried a class which clearly wasn't for me, and I think that was part of the downfall. But after playing through and having a look at the game and starting to learn how it plays and playing a class that clearly is more suited to my playstyle, I've got to say, Lost Ark, it's growing on me. It really is. It's not bad. You know, like I said, I didn't have high hopes for it, but honestly, it's growing on me. It looks like it's going to be a bit of fun. I did a dungeon with one of the guildmates yesterday, and that was quite fun, working together, getting through that. Did a world boss with a bunch of other people fighting that, and geez, wasn't that a pain in the... And just, it seems as though there's a good community. People are talking in chat. People don't seem to be trolling too much, so it seems as though there's gonna be some good coordination between the community. So I definitely say that now that it's out, go and pick it up and have a go. It's free to play, and because it's free to play, if you're one of those people that spend money on cosmetics, oof. Get ready to open the wallet, because the cosmetics are not cheap. They are definitely at free-to-play prices. So look, as I said, the game is free to play. It's, if you're a fan of Diablo, if you're a fan of Path of Exile, you're gonna like this game. It's not bad. You'll certainly enjoy it. Once you get past that level 10 barrier of things feeling a bit funny and start to get into level 15 or level 20 and beyond, as that's when the game will start to morph and change, and I think you'll really start to enjoy it. So look, honestly, don't hesitate. Go and download it, have a go. They've got Twitch drops going on to get free things in game. You can go to Amazon if you've got Prime Gaming, and you can get some free packs for your game that you can redeem. So look, there's certainly some things going on around release. So look, I don't know what you're waiting for. Honestly, the game is better than I thought it was going to be on release, so you really got nothing to lose. Go check it out. And look, while you're here, if you've already been playing, look, drop a comment below. Tell us what you think of the game so far. Anything interesting we need to know, or anything that we think we should be looking out for. I'm sure myself and look, the audience, we all want to know, so let us know below. Make sure you subscribe as well, because hopefully we'll be dropping some more videos to show you some more things about Lost Ark as we, as a guild, go through and experience some more things. So if you want to see a bit more videos on this and some more content explained, definitely come back and check out some more videos. So I'm going to wrap it up there. I'm going to go play some more Lost Ark, and hey look, hopefully we'll see you on the next one.